What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at this week's edition of AEW Dynamite, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including WWE wanted Stone Cold for WrestleMania, and why he turned it down, WWE females are furious, WWE want this wrestler to main event WrestleMania. Yeah, wait till you hear who it is. Eva Marie returning to WWE in a new persona. A big prediction is WWE making massive cuts and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. As always, we won't recap the matches, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good as number 1, Takeshita for the save. Is Takeshita's long rumored push finally happening? He ran in for the save last night after the Blackpool Combat Club looked to have the Elite at their mercy. He's shown promise with some impressive performances against AEW's main event roster, and while he comes up short, he's emerged looking strong. A partnership with the Elite could just be what he needs to get over as a star. That is unless he's booked as the BCC's Wheeler Yuta to the Elite. Number 2, Arn Anderson managing Wardlow. Does Wardlow need Arn Anderson to get over? No, if AEW books Mr. Mayhem as more than a muscle man jobber, nonetheless it can't hurt to have a superb talker like AA in Wardlow's corner, and he could rekindle Wardlow's popularity, a fire that nearly went out thanks to bad booking by AEW. Number 3, Jericho sinks to new lows. Chris Jericho sunk to new lows last night when he lured Adam Cole's girlfriend Dr. Britt Baker into an ambush by the Outcasts. The leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society told Cole he has zero respect for him, leading to a predictable brawl and equally predictable double team attack following Daniel Garcia. What wasn't predictable was Dr. Britt Baker running in and slapping Jericho. Unfortunately for Pittsburgh's hometown hero, this was a setup that saw the Outcasts emerge from under the ring and beat her senseless with a kendo stick. Number 4, Mark Briscoe doesn't want any scallywaggery. A story of a babyface with a heel friend has always created dramatic possibilities, and Mark Briscoe's friendship with Jay Lethal seems like a good way to build Mark up for fans who may not be familiar with his character. Briscoe saying he doesn't want any scallywaggery was a funny promo that channeled Dusty Rhodes. Briscoe suggesting that his friends FTR team with Lethal and Jarrett seems like a bad idea waiting to happen, but then again, this is pro wrestling, so fans are conditioned to watch a clueless babyface trust his heel friend until they finally show their true colors, much as MJF did with Cody Rhodes. Number 5, Shawn Spears' new gimmick actually might work. It's a 1 in a million chance, but we gotta take it, as fans have heard this in their favorite TV shows or films where a character defies the odds to survive, or in this case, AEW's bookers give Shawn Spears a ridiculous gimmick that's either gonna finally get him over with the fans or put the final nail in the coffin of his so far forgettable AEW run. Number 6, a showcase performance. Commander vs Jay White was a flippity-flopper match that probably didn't win Braun Strowman over, but had the AEW Galaxy on the edge of their seats. And in the end, it was a match that showcased both wrestlers and alerted fans to stay tuned whenever either man is competing. Number 7, 4 Pillars Tournament looks quite interesting. The 4 Pillars Tournament is off to a great start as AEW World Champion MJF is using AEW's other 4 Pillars to beat each other senseless before one of them challenges him at Double or Nothing for the belt. While we'd like to see Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara and Jungle Boy all battle MJF in a fatal 4-way for the title, a one-on-one match should be good, and the tournament promises to deliver some exciting matches while also building at least one rivalry between the pillars after it ends. It also has the added intrigue of MJF apparently offering to bribe Guevara to wrestle him at Double or Nothing and lay down for a hefty payday. And Luchasaurus vs Wardlow could be epic. Is AEW taking our advice and turning their TNT Championship into a title for big men? That remains to be seen, but judging from our recent Wardlow vs Powerhouse Hobbs and what appears to be a Luchasaurus vs Wardlow program, we could see AEW finally utilizing its big men in a better way than putting over smaller wrestlers. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, poor Powerhouse. It's a sad night for Powerhouse Hobbs as his TNT Championship reign is over after just 42 days. While Hobbs' reign is by no means the shortest in the championship's history, it's too bad AEW didn't give him a longer run as he seemed like he had potential. It didn't help that AEW fed him third string challenges, but that's not his fault, and now Powerhouse fans have to wonder what's next for him. There was nothing downright ugly last night and another all-round good episode of Dynamite. Nothing really stood out as great, but there were so many good segments that AEW didn't need to hotshot or use a mega match to make up for a night of mediocrities. What you guys think of Dynamite last night? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our first story looks at WWE wanted Stone Cold for WrestleMania and why he refused. But top of today's news is a confirmation from Stone Cold Steve Austin that WWE wanted him to compete at WrestleMania. Austin revealed this during an interview with Sports Illustrated, explaining that while his WrestleMania 38 match with Kevin Owens worked out perfectly, his schedule heading into this year's Mania was a nightmare. But to do a proper match, I'd have to be in off-the-chart shape. I told the men this is the exact truth. I said, guys, I'm just fixing to go into a production on this show, Stone Cold Takes on America, and until we start production, I don't know what my life looks like. I can't commit. In hindsight, Austin's decision proved correct as he explained, working 15 hours a day and then getting in a 30 or 40 minute workout, that doesn't get you ready for WrestleMania. I was really protected at WrestleMania 38. This time, that wasn't going to be the case. That was a true statement. Until this show was over, I couldn't commit. What do you guys think of Austin's decision? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, WWE females are furious. What's going with WWE's booking of its women's division? Well, some of Raw's female fighters may have been asking this after several changes were made to this week's edition of the Red brand. PW Insiders reporting there were several backstage segments involving female talent cuts from this past Monday's Raw, which led to some very unhappy talents, we're told. The cuts happened very late in the day, and in at least one case was material already filmed. Damage Control segment was reportedly cut from Raw and instead aired as a digital exclusive. Although Vince McMahon reportedly was absent from Raw, he could have easily made changes from off-site. Next up, WWE want this wrestler to main event WrestleMania. Could NXT superstar Von Wagner main event a future WrestleMania? Well, according to WrestleTalk, following an unexpected character change on WWE NXT, it's been reported that a promising star is being positioned for a WrestleMania push. Von Wagner is a son of former superstar Wayne Bloom, aka Bo from the Beverly Brothers, and Adamson noted that WWE may be hoping to showcase Von Wagner's charisma rather than his current persona of a monster heel. However, Meltzer doesn't seem so sure, remarking on the Wrestling Observer Radio that he's tall, he's got blonde hair, they want him to main event WrestleMania, but you need charisma to get on that level. What do you guys think of this story? Do you think Von Wagner has what it takes to become a main eventer for WrestleMania? Next up is Eva Marie returning to WWE with a new darker persona. Well, the former superstar recently said not to rule anything out. The talk to me coming back to WWE, it's one of those things that where I know you guys want a yes or a no answer. The truth is, it's maybe. We have an ongoing relationship. I was just in talks with WWE Studios talking about ideas in movies and TV. Obviously that door is always open of potentially coming back. Who knows, Eva Marie could come back as a dark persona, dye my hair back to black, you never know. That's what is so beautiful about WWE, it's a character you're creating, something to entertain you guys. WWE seems to have an abundance of talent right now, but you never know who the WWE will bring in, and with the draft coming soon, anything is possible. Next up, a big prediction, as WWE will be making massive cuts. Is WWE going to make massive cuts once its merger with Endeavor goes through? Well, John Hennigan, aka former WWE superstar John Morrison, thinks so, and he shared his opinion with Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hour recently. He mentioned, I think there's a hiring freeze right now. I think they're going to end up letting a bunch of guys go. I think their salaries are going to get cut. I'm really glad AEW is around to balance that out a little bit, because if they weren't, there would be no leverage and nowhere else to go, and WWE and UFC would be this weird monopoly that just wrings the money out of the livelihood of fighters and wrestlers, and I always think that sucks. However, Nick Khan said these cuts won't affect an on-air product. The most important thing is to leave the product untouched. Untouched meaning if Triple H and Kevin Dunn want to evolve it, great, but in the terms of cutbacks there, that's not what we're looking to do. Now, we're not accusing anyone in WWE of saying one thing and doing another. That does seem to happen more than you'd expect, leading to some people taking "I'll believe it when I see it" approach to anything a WWE official says. But some fans feel it's only a matter of time before they begin releasing some of the many wrestlers Triple H brought back when he became Chief Content Officer. He also shared his insight into various wrestlers' pugilistic prowess. Hennigan won a boxing match at a recent charity event Creator Clash 2 and boasted, "Let me give you this, and it's something to think. Triple H, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. On Saturday I did something that none of them could ever do. That's win a real fight." What do you think of his comments though? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, bad news for Robert Roode. Last but not least, when is Robert Roode returning to the ring? Well, PW Mania reports Roode's last match was at a live event in June and that he has a spinal fusion surgery last September. Roode, a former NXT champion, US champion, and Raw and SmackDown tag team champion, was a solid mid to upper card performer who performed an impressive tag team with Dolph Ziggler. And according to Fightful Select, Roode is still expected to be out for quite some time. We send our best wishes to Roode for a speedy recovery. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know, as well as our review of Dynamite. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.